Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam or Xjaws, and today I'm bringing you guys a team deathmatch game on the map Hanoi. And today I'd like to talk to you guys about the concept of Call of Duty Autopilot. So you're probably wondering right now, what the heck is Call of Duty Autopilot? What are you talking about, Sam? Well, allow me to explain. Call of Duty Autopilot is the term that I use to refer to the state of mind when playing Call of Duty or really any first-person shooter, where, quite frankly, you really just don't care about what happens in that game. So let me sort of dive into this, sort of go into a little bit more detail. So a lot of you guys might be thinking to yourself right now, well, I never care what happens in the game because it's just a video game. Well, let me sort of elaborate on not caring about a video game, or not caring about how well you do at any given time. Basically, I feel as though there are two main states of mind that you can be in when playing a game, usually a tactical game, which are usually like first-person shooters, Battlefield, Halo, Call of Duty, whatever. The first one is this Call of Duty Autopilot mode. I'll talk about the second one in a little bit here. So the Autopilot mode is, I think, something that everybody has. I myself have this, and I'll describe it so you guys can sort of tell me if you have it or don't have it. Basically, I think just because I've played so much Call of Duty, I sort of have developed these habits when I play the game, and I sort of want to call them, I'm tempted to call them instincts, but they're not instincts because you're not born with them. It's more or less something that you acquire, so it's not an instinct, but it's, again, just this habit that you have of making certain decisions based on information that sort of really sticks with you and you don't need to think about. So if you think about it, it is kind of close to what an instinct is, except it's sort of developed and not, you're not born with it. So for example, I know, when I'm going to run into a room in this game, for example, I want to throw a stun before I run into that room. I'm not mindlessly running around, but again, I'm not thinking about the decisions that I make extremely thoroughly, because I think I know for a fact during this game I was listening to Wiz Khalifa's mixtape Cushion Orange Juice, so I wasn't really paying attention to the actual game that was behind or that was on the screen. So I was I was making these decisions without putting too much thought into it. So this brings me to the hopefully more interesting part of this video, that second mindset that I was referring to earlier. Well, that second mindset, the first one being this Call of Duty Autopilot mode, I believe is try hard. Alright, so bear with me here. But try hard is something that a lot of people throw around. It's a term that a lot of people throw around, and it's usually used as a derogatory term, an insult for someone who's taking a game a little bit too seriously. I think most people would agree with that. It's a negative thing in most cases, and people use it to describe someone who is putting a lot of effort forward in a game. And I think that anytime you are actively thinking about the decisions that you are making and about the decisions that you want to make and the either consequences or rewards of those decisions, I think you're more or less being a tryhard, or at least you're in this tryhard state of mind. So for example, if you're just messing around, not really thinking about the game, just sort of having a fun time, maybe you have friends over at your house while you're playing or something, listening to music like I was in this game, and you're doing whatever, not really paying too much attention, you're sort of in that Call of Duty Autopilot mode. But if you are, you got your headset on, maybe you got your surround sound blasted all the way up so you can hear, the footsteps in Call of Duty, and you're using your best class that works better than any other class. Maybe it's your FAMAS, maybe it's your AK-74U, and you are thinking actively all the time about, all right, do I want to run through this door or do I not want to run through this door? Should I lead with the stun? Should I not lead with the stun? This and the other thing. There's a whole list of things that you would be thinking about. I'm saying that sort of state of mind, that mindset, is being a tryhard. So in my opinion, and again, this is just my theory, so feel free to disagree with me, I could be off base on this, but in my opinion, I don't think I think that there are very few people, I should say, that are always being tryhards or always just sort of being very nonchalant Call of Duty players who are always in this Call of Duty Autopilot. I think there's sort of this, healthy balance between the two that exists in almost all players. So myself, I'm going to say the balance is probably about 50-50. More these days it's like 80-20, but it's typically like 50-50. Half the time when I'm playing the game, I'll be taking it really seriously. I'll be using, a FAMAS, dual mags, hardline sleight of hand ninja, a class that, is probably my favorite class in the game. I'll have my headset turned up and the volume blasted, and I will be trying to do really, really well. And then the other half of the time I'll be messing around, just sort of again listening to music, listening to podcasts sometimes. Lately I've been watching TV. I've been trying to listen to TV and sort of glimpse over at the TV while playing Call of Duty, which probably isn't the best idea. But again, this sort of adds to what autopilot mode is. It's not really giving a shit about the game. So I'm thinking that this balance for me is again like 50-50 most of the time, and for some people it might be 90-10. For some people it might be 100-0. Some people might always be trying their best, and some people might never be trying 100%, giving the game their all. So I wanted to just sort of throw this out there, just sort of spew information at you guys, or spew opinion at you guys, and ask you guys what you think. So I'm leaving you guys with this information, this opinion, and I want to just sort of ask you guys what you think about it in general. Not a specific question, not a yes or no question. What do you guys think about what I said? Do you agree with anything? Do you disagree with anything? Just let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up rating. That would really help me out, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you later.